in my kitchen. I am LeAnne CASSEROLE, and I am here in American Fork, Utah. And yes, if you hear a little bit of southern accent, about 21 years ago, I got lost in North Carolina and I ended up in Utah and have been here ever since. But one thing has still held really true. I love sweet potatoes. I grew up on them. My first Thanksgiving here in Utah, I went to the store to buy sweet potatoes. And I got to the store and there was this sign that said, sweet potatoes. And it was a yellow potato. And I'm like, that doesn't look right. So next to it, it says yams. And then it had these nice, pretty orange potatoes. And I was instantly confused. I went home, I called my mom. Mom, what's up? They got something yellow and they've got something orange. Well, Mom never steers me wrong. She says, go with the prettiest orange. That's what you want. And so I did. These are sweet potatoes in their raw form, and I beg you not to be intimidated by them. But if you are, I didn't know this until I moved to Utah, that they do come in a can, already tender and cooked. But I would suggest that you put them in a strainer and you rinse them off really good, because most of them come with a little syrup on them and it does take the taste. I will just stay with the sweet potato in its raw form, the way God intended them to be. But I love them. Love sweet potatoes. So what we're going to do is, for this recipe, we are going to take, this is probably about 3.5 to 4 pounds of sweet potatoes. We do need to cook them first and get them nice and tender. I call that like fork tender. So when you can take a fork and you can stick it all the way through your sweet potatoes like you do a baked potato. That is what you're looking for with these. So you'll want to take these potatoes and you'll want to cut them up before putting them in your boiling water. Use a very sharp knife. Be very, very careful. And make these pieces much smaller. I look like I'm stabbing it, but you want to just cut these potatoes right up. You don't want to spend all day waiting for them to boil and get fork tender. Now you want to wait to peel your potatoes until after they have become tender, and these skins are very, very tough and rough and hard to peel in the raw form. So boil them first. It'll take about 20 minutes to boil. So you'll cut all of these up into manageable size chunks. Put them in boiling water and let them boil for about 20 minutes. Now, after they're done, you'll want to strain these and run them under some cool water so that you can start to handle them. The peeling will just slide off. You won't hardly even need a knife to do that. Now we've already got that taken care of over here. I have got some that are nice and they're tender and ready to go. I've peeled them all. This main base only has 3 ingredients. It's going to have wonderful Philadelphia cream cheese. Love this stuff. It is so awesome. And once again, what's so great about Philadelphia cream cheese is that you can get it in the original. You can get it with 1/3 less fat. Or if you're watching every bit of fat intake, you can get it also fat-free. So we're going to take a whole block, 8-ounce block of cream cheese, Philadelphia cream cheese, and we're going to mash those right in with our sweet potatoes. Our next ingredient that we're going to use is peach jam. Now we have some diabetics in our family, so you're more than welcome to use sugar-free peach jam. I am not today. I am using peach jam that does have sugar in it. And you're going to use about a cup of peach jam in this recipe. So now, take your potato masher, just like you would your regular mashed potatoes with your russet potatoes, and mash this all in. If your potatoes are still a little bit warm, it's going to melt that cream cheese right in. Look at that. This is such an easy, yummy recipe. I love things that do not take very many ingredients. Okay, look at how this is just mashed right up. Okay, now we're going to transfer that over to our casserole dish. This is such an easy, wonderful recipe. We're going to spray our casserole dish. That way we'll be sure not to have it stick to the pan. Now we're just going to transfer our sweet potato, Philadelphia cream cheese, and our peach jam right into this casserole dish. Now once we do this, we're going to, you can stop right there. Put it in the oven for about, 20 minutes. Let everything melt together. But I love to have just a little bit of topping on my sweet potatoes. I just have to. It's not necessary, but I've just got to. So all I am going to do is I am going to take about a cup of brown sugar. And yes, I am going to take about a half a cup of butter, real butter, the whole shebang right here. And I'm just going to use my fingers and just mash these two together. Look at that, brown sugar and butter just come together and make a nice little crumble that we're just going to lay right on top of our sweet potatoes. Yum, yum. Now, we're just going to put this right over top, and then we're going to stick it in our oven on 350 for about 20 minutes or so, just so it gets nice and hot and bubbly. So we're going to put this right in. Okay, let's see how our sweet potato casserole is doing. Oh, it sure does smell wonderful. Oh, look at that butter and brown sugar just all on top. Oh, it's so good. It is so hard to believe that we went from these 4 things and a little bit of brown sugar on top to this wonderful, wonderful dish. My friend Terry, she has just stopped by. She's going to help me eat this. Hi. She is my cheerleader in this Philadelphia Girl Challenge. I'm so excited. Okay, Terry, this is my wonderful sweet potato casserole. Look, so yummy. Oh, so yummy. So creamy, too. It's hot. Blow. So do not be intimidated by these potatoes.
This is delicious.
Oh my goodness.
I can taste the cream cheese.
Yummy.
It's so creamy.
I love the peaches in here.
That is so good.
See you next time, Paula. Thanks.
What if they pick you twice, though?